What's up guys? Cody here from Henkel Tactical. Today we're gonna give you a Just the Tip Tuesday. All right, so for today's tip, you guys have probably all experienced this. You go into a gun shop or you're talking to a friend about a gun and they hand it to you and you're like, what the f do I do with this to not look like a total cherry? So today we're gonna give you a quick 10 steps to not look like an idiot at the gun store. Oh, that is cold on my balls. Woo! Okay, first thing, someone hands you a gun. It's probably gonna be like this, right? You wanna grab it, point it in a safe direction, finger off the trigger, and you wanna give it a nice look over, right? Kind of like you're looking at that chick at school. You're not really focusing on her boobs, on her butt. You're just kind of giving it a once over, checking everything out, making sure that that barrel is pointed in a safe direction. Oh, I'm gassy today. Tip number 2, drop the magazine. On the Glock, the magazine is on the left side of the pistol, right where your thumb should be when you're gripping it. Right there. So I'm gonna drop the magazine and just put it on the table. Tip number 3, you're gonna give the slide a little bit of a fleshlight action, okay? Work it, okay? And there's a specific way to grab it. If you've kind of been around guns for a little bit, you kind of understand this, but guys will grab it with your non-dominant thumb. Just give it a little wanky, okay? Don't be afraid, just wank it a little bit. Okay, once you've finger afted a little bit and wanked it, I want you to grab the slide and lock it into place. On the Glock, it's also on the left. On this 45, it's on the left and the right. It's an ambidextrous slide release, is what they call it. And you're gonna pull that slide back and lock it into place with that little slide release button. So now you're in this position. You're checking it out. Like I said, not checking out the tatties or the can really. Just giving it a once over, okay? Just be chill. I'm chill, baby. After that slide is locked into place, I want you to be very careful. This is a very serious step, okay guys? If you're with a woman, if you're with your chick, or you're with your friend who is a chick and you're trying to impress her, that's why you brought her to the gun shop. This one just might get her past the point of moisture. You're gonna drop the slide and the sound may arouse her and get you lucky later that night. So all you do is you grab that button that I showed you earlier, the slide release, and you push it down. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, that revved my engine. So the next step, once your slide has been released, you're gonna check out the optic. By the way, it is kind of important to check out the optic. You wanna make sure it's clear. So you wanna make sure that that laser is nice and clear and you got a good sight picture. But because you've dropped that slide, you've racked it, you can dry fire it now. Keep in mind, a lot of gun shop owners, especially the old boomers, will get super weird sometimes if you dry fire a pistol. But if he's seen you drop the magazine and you've cleared the action, he shouldn't freak out. If he does, he's an idiot and don't buy a gun from him anyways. So what I usually do is after I've dropped the slide, checked out the optic, I'll give it a nice light trigger pull. And that helps you feel how the trigger feels, right? So the big 3 for me, and we'll discuss this in another video, for buying a pistol is form, feel, and function. So how does that trigger feel, right? Glocks kind of suck for this, I'm not gonna lie. Triggers are kind of Keep in mind also that if the boomer didn't freak out about you dry firing it in the gun shop with a striker fire pistol like a Glock, he will definitely freak the out if you do that with a revolver or any kind of hammer fire. It's not a huge deal, but I wouldn't do it in a gun shop. It's kind of like known in the community that you don't do that. Also, you don't want to be dry firing rimfire pistols. You can do what's called peening on the firing pin. It's just little microscopic dents on the firing pin that can kind of F it up over time. So really only be dry firing it if it's like a Glock or if it's a striker fire pistol like this. After that, I usually give it another look over, right? Form is a big thing for me. I want to have something that looks cool and functions well and it feels good in my hand. So see how it kind of feels in your hand? That's called the ergonomics, is how it feels, how the grip feels in your hand. After that, I would recommend opening the slide again and locking it into place, like so. And I would put the magazine back in it, make sure you pop it, lock it, and drop it. Pinky out. Make sure did you get that? See that action right there? Like that? So I'm gonna give you a run through from start to finish, steps 1 through 10, so you can kind of see how it looks like in kind of real time. All right, so from the top, they hand you the pistol. You take the pistol, have it in a safe direction. You give it a look over, check out the tatties, check out the can, make sure it looks cool, drop the magazine. Finger F the slide, lock it into place, look down the barrel a little bit, drop the slide, point in a safe direction, check out the optic, dry fire, give it another look over, put it back into the lock position, put the magazine in it, hand it back to the associate in a safe direction. And that is how you don't look like an idiot at the gun shop.